Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the what's this show? What's
Double Dribble?
Double Dribble.
Wow. Okay. I see how it is. Yeah. Okay.
The Double Dribble podcast, focusing on basketball. I'm here with
Adam
and
Will.
all right, guys.
I thought you were gonna say my name. My bad. I'm sorry. I messed up.
You're
okay?
right. I should just announce you.
I'm an adult. I can say my own name. I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
Just to clarify, I don't just sit here and listen to you guys talk the whole time. I'm producing the show, so I just kind of let them do their thing.
Not
so
to brag, though.
Now,
Got better things to do.
so now I'm gonna go do my thing. So take
Wait.
care, boys.
What are you gonna do?
You don't need to worry about that.
Oh, whoa.
It may or may not be to put a previously recorded show on some
Oh, okay.
to be named website.
Or something phallic.
Not to be named.
or maybe something completely different. But NBA season started, so I'm sure you guys have a lot to talk about today. So I'm gonna let you guys do that now.
All right, we'll talk to you later, Chris.
We'll see ya. I miss you.
Already, I miss you. All right, let's get started. Last podcast was preseason, but now that we've gotten into the NBA season, we have a lot to talk about. So, let's start with the one thing that everyone is. I'd say they may be happy about. They're talking about.
Everybody's talking about it at least.
Yeah. It's that the Warriors aren't doing so well.
3-2, same record as the Celtics.
Yeah. Little foreshadowing, maybe.
Yeah. Little
Interesting.
Finals preview, maybe.
Maybe the most shocking loss was to the Los
Lakers.
Angeles Lakers.
And it happened last year, too.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to be like a tradition
Yeah, it's a
now.
tradition.
They'll lose to the Lakers by like 20 every year, even though the Lakers are terrible.
Yeah, they're awful. I mean, I'm surprised it wasn't Russell that led the charge against the Warriors. It was Julius Randle. Julius Randle did very well in that game. He led that game in points and rebounds.
And the Warriors just really weren't good at all. That game. Like Clay was missing wide open threes. Steph
I think
wasn't
Durant
making his shots.
had 29, but
Yeah.
it just wasn't enough at all.
Yeah, the other players obviously weren't doing as well. Like Steph didn't hit a single three.
Yes, that is a big thing.
Yeah.
He went 0 for 10 that night.
From three?
Yeah,
Yeah.
0 for 10 from 3. That actually breaks his. I think it's 157 game
I think it's
streak.
180, right?
No, it's not. I think it's
157?
I think it's 157.
Sorry, my bad.
It's all right. Yeah, it broke his streak, which it's kind of big because the main reason they're losing is just their team chemistry isn't there yet, and their depth is just gone. They traded their whole team,
and like their size, like Zaza Pachulia, can't get it done enough. And the same thing happened with the Heat back in when the Big Three formed. They had a rough start, so they'll obviously figure it out, I think.
Yeah, sooner or later they're going to be unstoppable.
And they have too much talent.
Yeah, that's another problem. They have too many people that can score efficiently. Like when you have arguably the best point guard in the league, you have a top 4 shooting guard in the league, you have the third best player in the world at your small forward position, and you have a top 4 power forward.
One of the best defensive players in the league.
Yeah, one of the best defensive players, and you have the GOAT as your center, JaVale McGee. It's
who hasn't played? Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. You need to get him in the game. The man's just oozing with athleticism and talent.
No basketball IQ, but absolutely not.
No general IQ. That's his problem.
What do you think you got on the SAT? Like a 2?
We can't talk about the SAT.
No.
After taking it, we have to send that contract.
Oh, dang it! We'll cut that out.
Yeah, we'll cut that out. Chris, make a note of that. I thought that the Warriors wouldn't come off to a great start, but I didn't see them losing to the Lakers.
Yeah, by 20 too.
Yes, it wasn't a close game like how the Cavaliers and the Celtics were a close game. Very proud of the Celtics.
Yep.
Good job out
without
there.
Horford and Crowder.
Exactly.
Great job.
Great job. But the Warriors lost by 20.
I know.
It wasn't close.
Not even and they played terrible. They just didn't look good, but
One game that they did win though, against the Thunder.
Yeah, they did. They killed them. They
did. I mean, it would just not a game for Russell. You could see it in his performance that he was a little shaken up.
He had a good start, I think.
Yeah,
he had a very good start.
Like first 5 minutes, he already had 3 assists and 5 rebounds, and then he just
fell off.
He just didn't get it done at the end. He had 20 points. He ended with 11 assists and 9 rebounds. It wasn't a great game for him.
No.
It was at Oracle, I think, right?
Yeah, it was at Oracle.
Yeah, that gets to him, saying that their crowd is just.
They have one of the best crowds in the league. Below the Celtics.
All
the Celtics.
They're all bandwagon.
Yeah,
all bandwagon
they're not real fans, but they're a good crowd, I guess. I'll give them that.
Yeah, let's see any of those fans name Baron Davis or Monta Ellis.
No, they literally can't.
Not gonna happen.
People were overreacting about at the very beginning of the game when they didn't shake hands or anything. I think Russ usually doesn't do that. That's his thing.
Yeah, Russ isn't a type of player. He gets in that mentality in the beginning of the game. It's screw everyone else. It's me against the world. He just gets
in the zone.
Yeah. And you can just see it in his play. He's easily the most aggressive player in the NBA. Not on the defensive end. That would have to go to my boy Avery Bradley.
That's true.
Man's
or Tony Allen, maybe one of them.
Celtics will be up by 50. He's still full court pressing you. He has no remorse.
Reach and then come in tic-tacky fouls. Yeah.
I think it was I read it. I think it was Chauncey Billups. He goes. I knew my career was over when I couldn't get half court play against Avery Bradley. Yeah, Avery Bradley was just pressing him up and down the court.
That guy goes hard. I respect it. That's a Celtics man right there.
That is a Celtics man. He gets Tommy points all the time.
Oh yeah, he's definitely won the Tommy Award 50 times maybe at least.
That's a record of its own.
Yeah.
Screw MVP. Screw MVP. It's all about the Tommy points, baby. But I did expect Russell to do better in that game than he did.
And he didn't. Yeah.
He kind of dropped the ball.
Here's the thing. I kind of don't like. I understand Russell's a very good player. I kind of don't like him outside of the court. I feel like he's kind of a tool sometimes.
Kind of cocky.
Yeah, very cocky with his outfits. And I respect that I very do respect that he stayed with the Thunder, but I just don't like him outside the court. It's just something about him, about his personality or something.
I'm kind of the contrary. I like Russell because how can you not be cocky when you're averaging a triple double? You're getting 38 points a game. He's easily the best player right now. I'm not going to count LeBron in this conversation because he's clearly the best player in the world. But as of right now, Russell is playing levels above everyone.
I know. I understand he's playing unbelievable, but I just don't like his off-court personality, his little outfits, all that stuff. And
it's a fashion statement. Get over yourself.
I don't like it. I'm not a fan. So that's just me.
I mean, I think he's just to be cocky. He was on a team with Kevin Durant. I'm not going to say they were best friends because according to Kevin Durant, they weren't really that much of friends, Russell had his own cliques, I had my own cliques. We never really hung out. But on the court, they seemed to click.
They worked well together. Yeah,
they worked well together. They seemed like good friends. And then he just goes up and leaves.
I know, and doesn't even tell him, right? Didn't even tell him.
That's the story.
Yeah.
He didn't tell him. We were 3-1 rather. We were 3-1 against the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals.
You blew it.
And you had 48 minutes 3 times.
I know.
And you couldn't get it done.
And they were up with 5 minutes left in Game 6, and they collapsed.
Especially when Kevin Durant, that Game 6 was just pitiful.
Yeah.
It's just that's not the Kevin Durant we're seeing. Right now, Kevin Durant is playing very well. Mm-hmm. He's averaging 30. He's putting up
as expected.
Yeah, as expected. He is easily one of the best scorers in the league. Very efficient scorer. Yeah. It's just he can do everything with the ball. He can dribble. He's tall.
Post up too.
Post up, facing the basket and back to the basket. He's just great on all ends.
His jump is just so smooth. So good.
He I can't deny his greatness. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, when you're that great, you shouldn't be going to a team with.
Yeah, that you blew
an amplitude of greatness,
and then you blew again.
And people can compare it to LeBron, but it's just not.
No,
when
it's
he went
not
to
the
Heat.
same. I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, it's not the same.
I mean, we're talking about the Heat. I can see people making that claim if the Cavaliers, when LeBron was first on it, were the second best team in the West, but they weren't. They were the worst team in the NBA.
Yeah,
and he went. And he didn't go to a team that was already the best in the conference. The Heat had Wade.
They just lost to the Celtics.
They lost
in the first round.
Yeah. The Heat had Wade. That was it.
Yeah.
In Mario Chalmers,
Yeah, Michael Beasley.
Just all these irrelevant players.
They were literally like an
Who is the center? Joel Anthony?
Yeah, I think so.
It's just like, and then of course LeBron goes there and Bosch goes there, and it's of course they're going to be a great team because just look at that team. It's great, but it's not like they were going 73-9.
I know, and like they were like in the finals and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's not like they go 73-9. And then they get another great player.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that was what happened.
That team wasn't very good. It was like, all right, it was decent.
That Heat team before LeBron and Bosch was not good in the slightest. Yeah. They were trash.
They lost to the Celtics in 5 that year.
Yes. And then they get 2 great players and they become the best team in the NBA. The Warriors were already the best team in the NBA, and they get the 3rd best player in the world.
I know.
Tell me how that's the same.
And they almost won the championship.
Yeah. I say if they won the championship, they I don't think Durant could have went there.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's kind of like a moment like, congrats, LeBron, you played yourself in that sense.
Kind of the best loss you could have had. Yeah, the best loss. Kind of a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it is a blessing in disguise. I think that's enough for the Warriors.
We talk about the Warriors so much. They occupy everything. We'll move on.
I'm gonna bring up something that it kind of stays on the same topic, but it moves on a little bit. It's LeBron. He said this, I think a week ago, saying that players are joining up to beat him specifically, and that's a stab. That's a stab at Durant.
You know what I hate about LeBron? He throws these subliminal messages, these like subtweets. I hate that. Just go out and say it if you have something to say. Like he was subtweeting like Kevin Love last year. Clearly, he subtweets people all the time.
What do you say about Kevin Love?
I don't know. It was like, I don't remember exactly, but he was like, oh, he like this certain power forward on my team that's white and with the initials of KL is not stepping up to the plate. Oh, I wonder who you're talking about.
Of course he can say that, though. Kevin Love was garbage
last
year.
But step up and say it. Like, actually just be straightforward, not be subliminal. Don't tweet about it. Don't be subliminal. Just say it.
I mean, teams are joining up to beat LeBron. Like, Kevin Durant has said that he just could never get it done against LeBron. We saw that in the finals when it was Heat versus Thunder.
Lost in 5.
Yeah, Kevin Durant just didn't step up to beat LeBron, and that's the main factor. The Warriors last year, when God bless him, Harrison Barnes tried.
He tried.
And then the year before that, when Andre Iguodala, he played phenomenal against LeBron, but it wasn't enough. LeBron had the best finals performance of all time that year, and I think it should have been like a Jerry West situation.
No one can guard LeBron.
It's just not fair. Yeah. I think last year, when the Cavaliers lost, should have been like a Jerry West situation where LeBron won MVP, even though
the year before. I mean, well, did you mean last year, as in like when they lost?
When they lost,
okay.
When they lost, because giving Andre Iguodala that Finals MVP
is pretty stupid.
It's pretty stupid. Like
he didn't shut down LeBron.
He didn't.
Like
clearly
look
didn't.
At the stats.
Like LeBron, I think was averaging like 38 a game. That Finals. It was just that's
no
incredible.
Kyrie, no Kevin Love either.
That's easily the best performance in NBA Finals of all time. It's incredible what he did last year. And then even this year with just everything about this Finals was so great. And I'm just disappointed because I know what the Finals is going to be this year. There's no wondering. Everyone knows it's
we just have to wait 6 months for it.
Yeah, we have to wait a good amount of months to see the Warriors and the Cavaliers go up against each other. And as people are saying that it's kind of like a David versus Goliath type of matchup.
A little bit. But like a pretty big David. I mean, that's LeBron James is David. That's a pretty good David.
Of David having like a slingshot, it's like a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
But it's just when you have LeBron James on your team, it doesn't matter if LeBron is on the 76ers or on the Cavaliers.
It's a ticket to the finals.
It's the ticket to the finals.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And like mentioning LeBron in the whole like Russell getting a triple-double, Tyronn Lue, the coach of the Cavaliers, had came out and said that, LeBron could average a triple-double if he wanted to.
I completely agree.
But the thing is, as a coach, if you're saying that your player can average a triple-double if he wants to, is meaning that LeBron's not
He's preserving himself.
He's not pushing 100%.
He's preserving himself because he's looking at the bigger picture for his future career.
Okay, he's looking at the bigger picture, but LeBron has stated previously that he wants to catch up to MJ, and that's not going to happen if he doesn't win an MVP this season.
Well, MVPs aren't as point as NBA championships. I think he's really focusing on NBA championships when he says he wants to catch up to MJ. He doesn't care about the MVPs. He knows he can win MVP, honestly, if he really wanted to.
Yeah, he knows he can win MVP if he wants to because he's the greatest player in the world.
So then why does he need to prove it? Why does he need to win MVP if he knows he can? I think everybody in the NBA knows he can if he really wants to.
Because the thing is, it doesn't matter if he can or not. It's what happens at the end of his career. Whether or not he has those MVPs and those championships is the deciding factor of whether or not he goes down as the greatest player of all time.
It's more about the championships, I think.
Okay, but if you're looking at a situation for the upcoming finals, he's facing the best team of all time in the Warriors. His chances of winning this finals is very slim.
I know, but
So if his chances are slim, wouldn't you want him to get all these accolades, such as more MVPs than Jordan? He's not going to win more Defensive Players of the Year than Jordan because Kawhi's in the league, but
I think he thinks he still has a chance to beat the Warriors, and I think
clearly because
he does.
If he doesn't think that, then he's
Yeah.
doing injustice to his team by already putting them down.
It's just not worth it winning these MVPs because it's for all the future of his career and for I don't know what I'm saying, beating the Warriors.
Okay, but if we're looking at the long run, LeBron's never had a serious injury in his life.
But he has to though. He's going to though.
That's just not true.
I think he has to. It's just science.
It's not science that someone's going to tear an ACL. When they're the most athletic,
it's science that his body's at least going to tear down eventually.
Of course, when he's 38, he's not going to be doing all these great athletic moves. But as of right now, he's a little past his prime. He's not as great as he was in his prime. He's clearly not as athletic as he wish he could be. But he needs to push himself because the difference between him averaging 22 points a game and him averaging 28 points a game is huge. Him averaging the regular 8 rebounds he gets per game to a 10 or the 8 rebounds or 8 assists he gets a game rather to 10 or 11 assists, they're huge in the long run because he's put up there with a great facilitator, one of the greatest passers of all time if he gets those 11 assists a game. Because if you look at someone like Steve Nash, who's coined as one of the better point guards of all time, he's averaging for his career 14 and 8. 14 points, 8 assists. If you have someone like LeBron who's scoring for his team, who's rebounding for his team, who's getting the assists for his team, when you have a player like Kyrie Irving, who's one of the most highly regarded point guards in the league, and he's getting more assists than him, he's getting nearly as many rebounds as Tristan Thompson, and he's scoring the most on the team, then there's just no question that he's better than Jordan at that point if he's doing all this.
But he needs to preserve himself for the playoffs, though.
That's what he's been doing his whole career.
Yeah, that's what he needs to. He still needs to be doing that.
How's that work for him? He's 3-4.
I mean, if he was going hard in the regular season, who knows what would happen? Maybe he'd be worse.
That's his downfall.
And
he goes through the NBA season like it's nothing. He gets all these wins.
But he does very well in the playoffs. He makes the finals every year.
Of course he makes the finals every year because he plays in the Eastern Conference, the weakest conference, where 8 teams are irrelevant and there's 4 teams that matter. I mean, that's as I was saying, that's his detriment. He goes through the NBA season like it's nothing. He gets first seed. He goes through the playoffs like it's nothing. Oh God, who's going to stop him? The Celtics or the Raptors? Oh Jesus, I'm scared. And then he goes to the finals and he hits a wall. He hits a wall at the Warriors where he has to rely on Kyrie Irving to guard Curry, and we all know that Curry doesn't really show up in the finals. And then you have to worry about J.R. Smith or Iman Shumpert guarding Klay Thompson, and then I don't see him having a problem guarding Durant, as we saw in the Heat versus Thunder series. And then you have to rely on Kevin Love to guard.
He's been doing good this season, by the way.
Okay,
my bad. Sorry.
Kevin Love is doing very well this season, and last podcast I kind of ripped on Kevin Love.
You've always ripped on him your whole life.
I've always ripped on Kevin Love. He's just, I've always seen him as worthless. Like when he was on the Timberwolves, of course he was one of the
unbelievable.
He was unbelievable. But now he was not doing really anything significant. But he's doing pretty well right now. And
just as valuable as Chris Bosh. That's what I said.
Okay, you can say that.
I think that's very true.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
But the thing is, and then Tristan Thompson is unbelievable. He's fantastic. Yeah. I love Tristan Thompson.
Great rebounder. He always kills the Celtics too. That annoys me so much.
And then when he's on Zaza or he's on JaVale, he's gonna eat up.
Yeah.
Like in the finals last year, when Tristan was getting like 20 rebounds and like 20 some odd points against the Warriors, because they're weak when it comes to size.
And he gets them new possessions, like offensive rebounds, which is very, very valuable.
Yes. And then he can kick it out to Kyrie or JR for an open three.
Or get LeBron another chance.
Yeah, it's just Tristan Thompson is the asset that the Warriors need, but they just don't have.
Yeah.
And that the Cavaliers thrive on. And
that's the huge advantage they would have.
That is their huge advantage. Yeah. And I think that helps them so much. So that's why it's not that I'm not excited for the finals. I'm very excited to see what will happen with LeBron's legacy in the Warriors and everything, them being the greatest team of all time. It's just I'm nervous because I want to see LeBron succeed because I want to be able to say that I've witnessed the greatest basketball player of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just
because we didn't watch Jordan, obviously.
Yeah, we weren't old enough.
No.
It's just it might not happen due to the Warriors.
I think if he wins a couple games, like if he gives them a very good fight, he could definitely be like considered. Because
he's
look at that roster.
Yeah, he's gonna go down as clearly top 5 of all time. He's top 5 right now.
Yeah, I think so.
It's just I want him to hit that peak because he has the potential. If he keeps going at the rate he does, well, let's move on to this. I read an ESPN article posing the question: will LeBron beat Kareem in Kobe and Michael? I don't count Karl because he had the easiest job in the world. Karl Malone,
just to finish
John Stockton's passes.
Yeah.
Will he beat them in the points
Won't
category?
beat Kareem, obviously. I don't think because he's gonna cruise. I mean, he always cruises during the regular season, and his body's gonna have to wear down eventually.
Yeah,
because so much of his game relies on athleticism. So when that wears down, he obviously won't be as good.
Yeah, I see LeBron going second. It'd be tough to get over the 38,000 mark.
Which is incredible how he scored that.
Yeah, well, it's just Kareem played so many years, and LeBron's gonna get there in years. But it's just LeBron doesn't have the same job that Kareem has. Kareem just had to score. Mm-hmm. LeBron has to do everything. He has to pass. He has to rebound. He has to play defensive.
And Kareem did play a little bit in a bit easier of an era. I know you're a huge Wilt Chamberlain guy, but he did play against some easier opponents. Let's be fair.
Yeah, we'll get into the whole Wilt Chamberlain discussion on a future podcast. Yeah. We do have a special podcast coming up soon that we'll be doing intermittently, but we'll get into that later.
Mm.
We're gonna move on to our segments of the top 5. This week it's gonna be the top 5 most underrated. We'll do the same thing as last week, where you say your number 5, I'll give my number 5.
Right. Well, I'll go first. All right, number 5. I have a bit of a weird one. People probably don't know much about him. Larry Nance on the Lakers.
Larry Nance is great. I like Larry Nance.
Yeah, Larry Nance, he's good. People, you saw that dunk. You see that dunk yesterday,
I did
David West. That was a great dunk. I think he's the guy that does it all on the Lakers. He does all the little things. Good passer. He can good roller to the basket, and I think he'd be a very good role player on a good team. And people just don't hear about him that much because he's on the Lakers.
Yeah,
and he's a bench player in the Lakers.
Yeah.
So.
He's very athletic too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for my number 5 spot, I have Patrick Beverley. Right now, Patrick Beverley's out, but everyone doesn't realize how great of a defensive player that Patrick Beverley is. Patrick Beverley is one of the best defensive guards in the league. He's up there. He can score if needed.
That's debatable.
That's why I said if needed. Don't get on my case. It's not like he's useless on the offensive end.
Yeah, he can shoot at least. I'll give him that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a Tony Allen.
No, Tony Allen, that man's useless on a couple cuts to the basket.
Yeah, a couple cuts to the basket, maybe like a fast break here
and
there. But
no shooting from that guy at all. No.
Plus, Patrick Beverley has to run the offense at times.
Not this year though.
Yeah. We'll get into that later about James Harden.
I think James Harden even ran the offense last year though.
Okay.
He basically was.
When you have a great player like James Harden doing that, yeah. You want to say your number 4?
I'll say number 4. All right, Joseph Nurkic. I know.
Okay.
I know. People are like, who is that? I get him and Nurkic and Jokic mixed up a lot. That's why he's a little bit underrated. But he's on the Nuggets. Nobody's heard of him. But he's a very good young center, foreign center, which probably a little bit of reason why people underrate him. He averages like 12 and 7 a game. He's like 21 years old. I think he's gonna be very good in the future. I think he's very underrated now because I think he's a solid player, solid center. Not a lot of people have heard of him. Nobody talks about him.
All right, for my number 4. This is a player that many people have heard of, but he's just not as highly regarded as he needs to be. Gordon Hayward. I know Gordon Hayward's out right now, as well as Patrick Beverley, but Gordon Hayward, he's kind of like the star player for them, even though he may not be a star player in general. He's the star player for his team. I mean, he does it all on the offensive end. He can score. He can shoot. He can drive to the basket.
He can kind of defend too.
Yeah. He's a tough player. Like. I've seen games in him versus LeBron where LeBron's just knocking him around. And he's getting back up and going back on the defensive end and still giving LeBron hell. Well, not hell because it is LeBron. But LeBron, Hayward can also defend. He's a great defender. He's very tough. And he's just an overall great player that isn't as highly regarded as he needs to be.
Good chase down blocker, too.
Yeah, he is.
Very good chase down blocker. Low key. Low key. All right, number 3, I have Thad Young. I think he's Thad Young. He was on the Nets last year. No one hears anything about the Nets. And now he's on the Pacers. So I think, and he's a very solid role player. Good mid range. He averaged 15 last year. He's averaging 12 right now. And not a lot of people talk about him, but I think he adds a lot to a team. He has good defense. He can kind of play the guard, the 3 and the 4 position. And I think he's a very underrated player. And not a lot of people talk about him.
Okay. For my number 3, I have Avery Bradley. As I mentioned, Patrick Beverley's kind of like a poor man's Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley is just a step up from Patrick Beverley. I regard Avery Bradley as the best defensive guard in the league.
Okay.
Would you agree with that?
I think, you know what? I think he's a hot take. I think Marcus might be a little bit better than Avery on the defensive end. I know. I'm watching these Celtics games. That's just my opinion, okay? He can guard bigger guys. He shut down Millsap in the finals. I mean, not in the finals, in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think I've just been more impressed by Marcus defensively than Avery. But don't get me wrong, Avery's very good.
But if we're looking at Avery Bradley right now in this season alone, he's averaging 20 points. He's averaging nearly 8 rebounds. He's averaging 8.2 rebounds.
The jump shots look very, very good.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's one of the top rebounders on the Celtics as a shooting guard. And
they have bad rebounders.
Yeah.
Terrible. But
shout out my boy Tyler Zeller.
Not a good rebounder.
Okay.
Got dunked.
Get over yourself. And then he's averaging 4 assists a game. It's just and where are the Avery Bradley fans other than Boston? Like no one's talking about him. He's great on offense. He's great on defense. He's just a great overall player, and he just gets no recognition.
I think it's hard to say that he's underrated because he did make the defensive first team last year. So I mean, he did get a lot of recognition there. I consider that a good amount of recognition, but whatever.
Okay, who's your number 2?
This is number 2. Wait. Oh yeah, Marcus Morris. He's averaging 18 a game right now. Last year he was averaging 14. He's usually regarded as the worst Morris twin. I think he's the better Morris twin now.
Hot take.
I know, hot take. And he's on the Pistons. Not a lot of people pay attention to the Pistons that much. People are starting to talk about him a little bit, but I think he's underrated. Pretty good stretch four, maybe one of the top stretch fours in the league now.
Yeah.
Maybe if he keeps his pace up.
Gotta love those stretch fours.
Yeah, I love them, dude.
Yeah. For my number 2, I have Rudy Gay.
Oh,
stop.
Ugh.
Stop.
That's disgusting.
Okay. The stigma with Rudy Gay is that he ruins the teams.
He does ruin the teams.
But you can't disregard how great of a player he is. He's averaging 22 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, one block per game. And where's the recognition?
He shouldn't get any because he's on the King. Because every team he's on, he makes worse.
It's just not.
Wonder why? Yes, it's very true.
What about that 8th seed Grizzlies team?
Okay, that's a little bit of an exception. Okay, a little bit. But then how about the Raptors? He leaves the Raptors. Oh, they're better. Oh, he leaves the Grizzlies that year. Oh, now Marc Gasol and Zach Randolph get more touches.
The Raptors got better because DeMar DeRozan came out of nowhere as a star.
Because now DeMar DeRozan got touches that Rudy Gay was usually having. That's why.
At the time, Rudy Gay was a much better player than DeMar DeRozan was.
Okay.
All right. Mm-hmm. Who do you have at number 1?
All right, number 1, I have my boy, Isaiah. So many people underrate him, I think. I think it's because of his height. I brought up this the other day. It caused a lot of controversy among everybody. I said that he was better than Kyrie. I maybe take that back a little.
It was a hot debate at the school
it was a hot
table.
Debate. Yeah, a lot of people are coming at me. Maybe he's not better, but I think they're very, very close. Look at their stats this season. Compare their stats this season. Isaiah's stats are better, and then Isaiah doesn't have like a guy like LeBron that'll take like a lot of the defensive attention away from him. And like last year, so that's why I think he's underrated.
Mentioning the Cavaliers with Kyrie. My number 1 guy is Tristan Thompson. He is the most underrated player in this league.
I just completely disagree, but whatever.
It's just not.
If you get paid that much, I don't think you can be underrated.
Of course, he's not underrated by the coach or the general manager of the team itself.
And then and the thing is, everybody watched him in the playoffs, and I think everybody knows how good he is.
Okay, they watched him in the playoffs and how great he did in the playoffs, but he's not regarded as one of the best centers in the league.
I don't think he's one of the best centers in the league.
Okay, because I'm not saying he's number 1, but I think he's top 5.
Nah.
Who's better than him? Boogie,
Cousins, okay. Drummond, Gasol,
Marc Gasol, yeah,
DeAndre Jordan,
okay.
Towns.
Towns
has. Oh, come on.
Towns is a 4 that's playing a 5.
But Towns is still playing the 5, and I still think he's better than him.
You're just like him because he's a stretch 5.
He is a stretch 5, but he's better than. I mean, he's unbelievable.
Okay, I would put Cat at a 4. I wouldn't put him at a 5. He's played 4.
He's like 6'11", right?
Okay.
Who else is better?
Tristan's a hardworking player. He gets more rebounds than mostly anyone in the league. Of course, he's hardworking. If he was on the Celtics, he's getting those Tommy points.
Yeah.
He's rough in the paint. He's a great offensive rebounder, great at putbacks, and he's just great around the rim.
He's great for the Cavs, but I don't know if he was on another team. I don't think he'd be quite as good.
If he was on the Warriors, they'd be next level. They would be absolutely next level.
But I'm saying the Celtics, he'd be good, but I think
because you have Al Horford. We have Al Horford.
Well, without Al, let's ignore Al Horford for a second. If he was the sole starting center on that team, I don't think he'd be quite as good as he is right now.
Okay. While making this list, I did have a couple honorable mentions. One of them being John Wall.
I agree with that.
John Wall is not talked about. It's because he's in Washington.
Yeah. They haven't made the playoffs in a couple of years.
Who wants to be on the Wizards?
No one.
Terrible
franchise.
No one.
Yeah.
Even when they had Andre Blatch or
Gilbert
Arenas. I mean, Gilbert Arenas was great. He dropped 63 points on Kobe, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he dropped it on Kobe. And just no one talked about Gilbert because he was in Washington and the whole gun charges and everything, but we won't talk about that.
That's nothing to do with it.
But it's just John Wall's the second most athletic point guard in the league. Easily.
Yeah.
He's I think he may be the fastest point guard in the league.
And he's one of the best playmakers. He's averaging 10 assists.
Yeah, he's averaging 10 or 11 assists. He has 22 points this season. It's only 6 games into the season, but
last year he did too.
Last year he's a great player. He had a lot of hype coming out of college. And it's just, I feel like he's lived up to the hype, but he just doesn't get that recognition.
And the rest of his team isn't very, very good, good at all.
We don't
the Wizards.
No. They're awful. And then this is the player that I was gonna put him at number 1, but then I took him off. And
you should have kept him there.
I don't shut up. I think that he is the most underrated player in basketball, but people may not agree. James Harden. James Harden is the most underrated basketball player in the league right now.
I think not right now because with all the stats, with all those like 15 assist games, he's getting a lot of recognition. But last year, I would completely agree. Last year he was, because last year he put up unbelievable stats.
Last year he did not make an All-NBA team.
I know. It's so stupid.
You have people like Klay Thompson making it over Harden. If we look at the people who made it over him,
DeRozan did, right? No. Lowry did. Did.
Kyle. Let's look at the guards who made it over him. We have Kyle Lowry and Klay Thompson and Paul George on the third team. Then we have at the second team we have Chris Paul and Damian Lillard.
Okay.
In the first team we have Russell Westbrook and
Curry. He easily should have made it over either Klay or Paul George. Like Paul George didn't have statistically close to as good of a season as James Harden. James Harden like almost averages a triple-double.
Yeah. Exactly. He's up there with LeBron in his stats. Like last season, he was averaging like 27, like 7 rebounds and like 6 or 7 assists. It's like that's LeBron's stat line. Soon to be Giannis Antetokounmpo's
and with
stat
all that
line.
turmoil on that team, like they went through like a coach. They went through like 2 coaches. Dwight Howard. We all know that guy. Like how that guy affects the team chemistry, and they made the playoffs too.
Yeah. Him not being on a single All-NBA team, he should have been on the second All-NBA team.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind. Over Damian Lillard. Over this year, he would be over Chris Paul because he's running the point guard position. That's another thing I'd like to talk about. Harden running the point guard position is the best thing that could happen to that team.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about having some trash point guard coming
Patty Bevs? Wait. Are you ripping on?
He's out right now. He's out right now. He's out right now.
Okay.
He's out right now. They don't have to worry about some trash point guard running their offense. They have James Harden, he's proved himself to be a fantastic passer.
Yeah.
He's averaging like 11 assists. He's getting 15 assist games this season.
I think he already kind of ran the offense before, but
But not at the multitude he is right now. And then I'd say he's up there. He may be the best shot creator in the league. Maybe not Curry.
Maybe the best isolation player.
Isolation player. I'd agree with. It's just he is fantastic when it comes to that. And now that they have him running the offense, it's just I don't think they could have found anyone better. They're going with the Bucks thing where they have Giannis running the point guard, even though because Giannis can do everything, James Harden can do everything on the court. Maybe not defense as well as Giannis, but he'll get there. And that's one thing that hurts the Rockets. That's why the Rockets won't make it past the first or second round of the playoffs. Is because you have James Harden putting his heart and soul into the offensive side of the court, that when he gets down to the defensive end, he just can't do anything because he's so tired and he's saving himself to go back up and score.
I think
pass.
That's a sorry excuse for not playing defense. Because guys like LeBron, I know. No, James Harden isn't LeBron, I know, but come on, if you're a superstar player, you should be giving your heart out at every end, and it doesn't matter if you're tired. Are you kidding me? You're a professional athlete. You shouldn't be tired.
But the thing we're talking about LeBron is that LeBron isn't human. What he does every night is inhumane. He's up there with some of the best players who can manage their stamina very well. He's up there with Wilt Chamberlain. He's up there with Jordan, where Jordan's able to play when he has the flu, or some like to say he was hungover during that game. It's just he's able to do that day in and day out. And just James Harden isn't that player yet. He can't regulate his stamina like LeBron can, and that's his only downfall.
That's just not an excuse to not play defense.
It's not like
he's a professional athlete.
It's not like he's standing there and letting people go by him.
If you look at some of the
vines. some of the videos that can be found on Shaq and the Fool. Yeah, that's happening because he's just not aware, and that's another problem. His defensive awareness isn't great at all.
Oh, terrible.
But the fact that they don't have him highly regarded as he is, he's the best shooting guard in the league.
Yeah, easily. I think a better argument is that he's not as bad on defense as people think he is. I think he's average. He's certainly not good. He's certainly not good, but I think he's just right in the middle of the pack. I think just the videos and the clips, they just make him look a lot worse than he is.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as great as he could be on the defensive end because you are right. That isn't an excuse not to play defense, but people aren't giving enough credit on the defensive end because he has to play other great shooting guards. And James Harden isn't that quick. Playing the shooting guard position, you have to be pretty quick, and he's just not as agile. Well, he's pretty agile if you see him like dunking and
yeah, but that's like not what he's like.
What he's known for. Yeah, but it's just, I mean, that's why him playing the point guard position, there are people quicker than him, or it's just he's gonna get beat on defense. It's inevitable. Like playing against someone who's like Russell Westbrook or John Wall, who's much faster than he is, and who's much more agile and much more aggressive around the rim than he is. He's gonna get burned. And that's his only downfall.
A lot of people get burned by those guys, to be fair. Too.
Yeah. Not to give him anything like that.
No.
It's just things like that. Now, do you want to move on to some Celtics news?
Yeah, they've looked pretty good.
They're doing very well.
3-2. They lost to the Bulls.
That
was pretty stupid.
Yeah. And then they lost to the Cavs, which is
without Crowder or Horford.
Yeah.
Crowder's out 2 weeks, which is upsetting.
And they kept their own against the Cavs.
Yeah, they did.
What, 5 points?
They lost 5 or 6. Jaylen Brown stepped up to the task, looked very good. 19 points.
Yes. One thing that I saw was Jaylen Brown had actually said that he's happy he had to cover LeBron because if he wants to be the best, he has to cover the best or beat the best. I think that's what he said, and I respect that. I respect that very much.
A lot.
He knows he's not going to stop LeBron in his first game against him.
No one is.
Yeah, because Jaylen Brown's never ever encountered someone like LeBron.
No.
It's just whether it be an NBA player, a college player, high school. It's just you're never gonna experience someone like LeBron unless you play against him, and that's what Jaylen did. And I mean, he held his own. Of course, he's not going to stop him on the defensive end as well as we'd like him to.
Yeah.
But it's not like he went out there and shot 0 for 16.
And he went at him too. Like
he
blew by him a couple of drives. He like dunked. He looked. And here's the thing. I was upset when they drafted him. I'll admit that. Right here, I was very upset. I wanted them to draft Chris Dunn.
I was too. I thought Chris Dunn was the best choice.
Yeah, but I was wrong. I think Jaylen. I know Ben Simmons hasn't played, but he's looked the best so far in this draft class, I think.
I would say that, too.
Yeah.
What has Brandon Ingram done?
Nothing.
Nothing.
He's coming off the bench for the Lakers.
Yes. If you're coming off the bench for the Lakers as the
number 2 pick.
Yeah, as the number 2 pick, there's something wrong with you. Yeah. When they have Luol Deng starting over you, it's just not good.
And he hasn't scored over 10 points yet.
It's just it's not going very well. Ben Simmons,
he's been injured.
God bless his heart.
Yeah.
God bless the 76ers.
Yeah, God bless, honestly.
I mean, once he comes back, of course, he's a beast.
Yeah.
He's quick as anything. He's tall.
He can pass. He can kind of do it all.
He can pass. The 76ers came out and said that he will be running the point guard position when he comes back. It's just, that's incredible. Right now, he's a poor man's LeBron.
So many teams are starting to do that now, like the Giannis and Harden thing.
I've been on the Giannis train since he's been drafted, and it's just ever since I saw him at point guard, I knew teams were going to start doing that because it's unstoppable.
Yeah, it really is.
If you have someone the size 6'7" or over,
I know.
Such
a mismatch, like against guys like Isaiah.
Especially someone like Ben Simmons who's strong.
Yeah.
That can take you in the post. Yeah, against Isaiah, you're 5'9".
You can't guard
against Giannis, who's 6'11". What are you going to do? This man has more than a foot on you.
I know.
And he's stronger than you. He's more agile than you are. And it's just there's nothing you can do. It's that big man basketball at point guard that we saw with Magic Johnson. It's just no one's been able to do it as effectively as Magic Johnson. Mm-hmm. But I see it happening one day.
It's a new trend for the new NBA.
It's a new trend. And one thing that we're very sad about is Ray Allen's retirement.
Yeah, I am sad. He left Boston on bad terms. That was a very bad memory. I was very upset. He took a pay cut to go to the Heat of all teams, team that beat us. But hey, good luck. He always hit the clutch 3. He always hit the timely 3. And he basically kind of already retired because he hasn't played in like 2 years. But I guess this just makes it official.
Yeah,
so.
there were rumors that he was going to go to the Warriors, start the Splash family. But it's just I'm sad to see Ray go. All the postseason games, all the regular season games that he won.
When he dropped 50 against the Bulls.
Yes, that was great.
That was great.
Or when he single-handedly saved LeBron's finals career with that big shot. It's just that was like indisputable. of how great of a player is. One thing that gets me riled up is when people say that Curry's already better than him when it comes to three-point shooting. I just don't see it. You can't have someone like Curry who's had 2 great seasons. I'm not going to deny that these seasons have been fantastic for his shooting percentages and his how many threes he made, but he doesn't have the honor and the stigma that comes with Ray Allen. It's just not true.
What do you mean, like hitting the clutch three?
The clutchness.
Oh,
I mean, Ray has done these great things for the teams he's been on, whether it be the Celtics or the Heat, where he's hit these big shots that put them to the next level. Curry doesn't do that when it comes to the playoffs. Sure, he can hit game winners in the regular season where it doesn't matter. He knows his team's going to be the best, Curry. But when we need Ray Allen against the Lakers,
he's hitting the three.
He's hitting the three.
Yeah.
When the Heat needed him against San Antonio, he hit the three. It's just Ray Allen was always there when needed.
I would agree with that.
Curry doesn't show up in the playoffs. Who led them? Who led the Warriors last year out of that 3-1 deficit against the Thunder?
Klay Thompson.
It was Klay Thompson. It wasn't Curry. Where was the 2-time unanimous MVP? He wasn't there. Where was he against the Cavaliers? Nowhere. He's getting locked up by Kevin Love. He's getting locked up by Kyrie Irving. He's not showing up. That last game, Game 7, where it's his time to shine, where he's the leader of that team, Draymond is scoring nearly 40 points.
I wouldn't say he doesn't show up. He's still very good, but he's not normal Curry that's hitting these ridiculous circus shots, pulling up at half court against the Thunder to hit the game-winning three. And yes, I 100% agree with you. He doesn't have the clutch
Genes.
Yeah, clutch gene that goes with Ray Allen. But I do think, however, that he's definitely on track to be better than Ray Allen.
I mean, if he keeps at the pace he's going, where he's winning all these awards, with the first three, breaking the 3 record, breaking his own record, then sure, he can go down as the best shooter of all time. But
it's not clutch.
But as of right now, it's just not there.
And he takes tougher shots too than Ray Allen,
under his own volition. It's not like Curry pulling up from half court and making it. It doesn't mean that he's a better 3-point shooter because he takes worse shots than Ray Allen does.
But he hits them consistently too.
What's consistently?
He shoots 41% from 3. And he hits them. I mean, consistently means he hits them a lot.
It's not like Curry's coming down the court every time from 40 feet and shooting the ball.
I know.
You pass Ray Allen the ball when he's wide open or even covered. He's a catch and shoot type of guy. Obviously, Ray Allen isn't gonna be sat at half court waiting for a 3 to come his way. He's gonna be in the corner. He's gonna be off to the side. He's running routes to get the ball.
Football.
Yeah, running
football.
Yeah, he's going in formation in the plays to get him open threes, and he's hitting them consistently. That was what Ray Allen's role was. Ray Allen wasn't the point guard who happened to shoot threes. That wasn't his job on the Celtics. Wasn't his job on the Heat. Ray Allen always had Rondo to pass him the ball. Ray Allen had Paul Pierce to facilitate the ball, and he had Kevin Garnett to assist in that role.
Yeah.
On the Heat, he had LeBron to facilitate and to score most of the points. He had Dwayne Wade, he had Chris Bosh, he had all these great players surrounding him. And when needed, they gave him the ball because they knew that he was the best 3-point shooter of all time at that time. I'm not saying that Curry can never get there. I think he will get there.
Yeah, he
not
will.
Right now. It's just not. It's not just true. And for people to say that at the retirement of such a great player like Ray Allen, it's kind of disrespectful. It's blasphemous.
Okay. I agree.
The words of Stephen A.
Blasphemous.
That's pretty much it for the news of the segment. One thing we'd like to talk about is it being early into the season. We want to bring up some players that we're surprised with, that we're really impressed by going into the season, that we didn't expect to really do as well as they are.
All right, want me to go first?
Yeah, we're just gonna do a list of 3, and I guess Adam will start with his number 3.
All right, Jalen.
No. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you agree with that?
Yeah,
okay. I mean, you looked very good. I didn't think he'd be this good. Very good in the paint, very good finisher, best player in this draft class so far, as we said earlier. So yeah, I've been pleasantly surprised with him. And when he started, he got 19. He just hasn't had the minutes because of Crowder ahead of him.
Yeah. Jalen is doing great so far. He's doing much better than I thought he would be. For number 3, I have Anthony Davis. I didn't expect Anthony Davis to come out the first night and get 50 points.
I know.
To get 7 steals, to get like 3 blocks or 4 blocks or whatever he got, to get like 4 assists, and to get like, I think it was like 13 rebounds. I didn't expect him to do that. And he's done it consistently. The second game, he got like 45. He's been playing out of his mind. I mean, he is on the Pelicans. He doesn't really have anyone.
They're 0-6.
Yeah, they really don't have anyone. There's no one else on that team that can really do what he does. It's just, he's another player that's underrated himself, that he doesn't get the recognition for how great he is.
I think he gets enough recognition.
At the power forward position, who can be above him? No one really.
No one.
Yeah, exactly. It's just Anthony Davis is a great player. He's showing out so far, and I'm very surprised by his performance so far. Who do you have at number 2?
All right. Number 2. I have 2 Pistons on this list, so I'm blinded by the blue and red maybe.
All right.
All right. Marcus Morris. As I said earlier, 18 points a game, establishing himself as one of the best stretch fours in the NBA, and the better Morris brothers. So I've been surprised that he's been this good.
All right. For number 2, I have DeMar DeRozan. DeMar is doing great so far. He's actually leading the league in points so far. He's averaging 35 a game, and he's showing up from last year in the playoffs when he really gave hell to LeBron, and he's doing great so far. That's who I have at number 2. Who do you have at number 1?
Number 1, I have Tobias. He's averaging like 20 a game. He came over from the Magic last year, and he's definitely improved his game. He's like 23, and I think he's definitely on track to be one of the better scorers in the NBA.
All right, for number 1, I have Devin Booker. Devin Booker's doing great so far. Last night alone, he got 38 points. And he's 20 years old.
Hit the game time shot too.
Yeah. He's one of the only. Last year, he was like one of the only teenagers to score 30 points. I think besides.
He's still 19, really.
No, he's not. He was 19 last year. He's 20 right now. Like besides LeBron, I think Kobe and Carmelo, who's one of the only teenagers ever to score 30. And I didn't expect him to do as well as he's doing right now, but he's doing fantastic, and I think he can keep that up. I think that's all we have for this.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all. That's all we have for this week, and we'll see you next week. We might have 2 coming out next week. One on Thursday, one on Saturday. And that's all we have this week.
Yep.
All right, we'll talk to you later, guys.
See ya.